While athletes in this year's Olympic Games will have to deal with a competition like never before, they also deal with mental health challenges and substance abuse at times. Tonight, we're hearing from a former Olympian who now works at the Hazleton Betty Ford Center about those challenges. News Channel 3's Peter Dabb has more on the story behind Carrie Bates and her struggle overcoming alcoholism after competing.
Carrie, you're a former Olympic athlete. You won 3 gold medals competing as a swimmer in the 1984 Los Angeles Olympics. Tell us about some of the pressures that athletes face that can lead to some mental health issues.
Yes. So 1984, I was young. I was 16 years old. And even at that time, there's a lot of pressure that all of us as athletes face. You know, our careers are defined sometimes by 100th of a second, a 10th of a second, a second. These are huge monumental moments in our careers. And sometimes there's that perception that we have just one shot to kind of get this done. So the amount of pressure, performance pressure, is really high. And then when you couple that with somebody that might have already some pre-existing depressive symptoms or anxiety symptoms, it can kind of be that perfect storm.
And it can also lead to addiction issues. I know that you yourself struggled with alcoholism.
I did, yes. I got sober at the Betty Ford Center in 2012. And it was years of kind of manifestation of, you know, athletes, we have these really high highs when we're performing. There's adrenaline and excitement and all these things that come along with racing and certainly winning. So sometimes, you know, when the lights go off and that time in our life comes to an end, there's not really been a lot of time put into kind of a plan B, if you will. So our lives become so defined by sport, whereas I think at a younger age, we could do a better job of really emphasizing with our youth that the athlete in them is not who they are, but more what they do, and that we are enough and we are just fine without it.
Absolutely. And I want to make clear, we're not just talking only about Olympic athletes. This is
Right.
athletes from all levels who can deal with health and substance abuse issues, correct?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I think we have to be really diligent with our young youth athletes coming up. This is where it all begins, right? Certainly coming out of a pandemic where these kids have not been able to participate in sports as regular. I think we have to pay really close attention to our kids' mental health right now. Are they isolating? Are they spending more time than the average teenager does in their room? Are their behaviors suspicious, hiding, maybe not disclosing much about their lives? You know, these are the things we have to be really diligent of, especially when you remove the sports. You know, we're seeing a lot of this at Hazleton Betty Ford right now, the effects and the after effects of the pandemic. But we are also seeing the tremendous resiliency in people and their ability to come in and seek some help and really start to heal.
Absolutely. Turning back to the Olympics, I know the opening ceremonies are today. Is it weird for you as a former Olympic athlete to watch and sort of relive, I guess you could say, seeing the experience through this new generation, and then also probably thinking about, like you said, some of the pressures that these athletes are dealing with right now?
Yeah, you know, I was one of the crazy people that was up at 4 a.m. watching it live this morning, and I loved every second of it. You know, you do relive a little bit, and you do go back to that very, you know, the amount of people that ever participate in an event like that is very, very small globally. And so the beauty of it is I got to see the world from a view that very few people ever get to see, but I've also experienced the really dark parts of our world when I was in active addiction. And watching this morning, I thought it was so fascinating that Naomi Osaka is the one that lit the torch. And she's the tennis player that just withdrew from the French Open because of her mental health struggles. She was so brave and courageous to come out and put a voice to that, which I think more and more of us that have a platform to do so should be doing, because it encourages more people to come out from that darkness and seek help. when there's so much stigma that still exists towards mental health and substance use disorder.
You're so right. Before we let you go, Carrie, anything else you would like to add?
I just would encourage anybody that is struggling right now that there is help out there. The Hazelden Betty Ford website is an excellent resource page for you. That's hazeldenbettyford.org. And, get out in the sunshine. The pandemic hopefully is behind us, and start moving again, get all the good adrenaline moving through the body again.
That's important. All right, Carrie, it was so wonderful to meet you. Thanks for joining us.
You too. Thank you so much.